Okay guys, here we are, the grand finale. We didn't expect it to be this, which is hurricane conditions thanks to Hurricane Beryl. We're of course not in it, the worst of it, but we're definitely in conditions we didn't expect. So we're going to tell you all about it in this week's episode. And thank you so much for everybody looking after us and sending us warm wishes. Pretty nice.
Eating time.
So what's happening here?
Well, it's hurricane season, yeah. It's end of June, and this year is supposed to be not so great. If you look at GFS on Sunday, like you start to have a beginning of a low pressure. We are in Tobago right there. So it's here, so that's Sunday night, and if we keep moving, this gets stronger, and if we zoom in where we are, and we are in this little bay, until this passes, the wind will be coming right into our bay, so that would be not great. Like that's Monday, it's moving pretty fast. So that's GFS. ECMWF is not as bad, there is stronger winds coming, but it doesn't become tropical depression. So that might mean we have to leave Tobago a little earlier. If this today is Wednesday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday potentially, but ideally no later than Thursday if this is confirmed that we will need to leave. So we're asking customs here in Tobago what are the rules when we get to Trinidad. We are in Tobago here, so we have to sail about 70 nautical miles, and we have to come to the Bay of Chaguaramas, and where we will haul out on Wednesday next week.
So I've been cleaning the cork. It is a process. It's fine to sort of just rinse it off and brush it off regular, but it's been really humid. So it's easy for the cork to get a lot of mildew. Looks pretty good. It's still drying, so it doesn't look even. But I think it looks pretty good. It's my bottle of vinegar. That's the after. I still have to work on this side. It's dirty, number one, but then it also has these little areas of mildew that need to be addressed. So that's the before shot. A little windy up here, but he's washing the lines with the furling drums. Do you feel like you're getting stuff done? Or are you getting scope creep?
You always start with something and like, okay, I'm going to do this, it'll be done. But as you do this, you're like, oh wow, if I do this as well, and then. But the key, I think, is we're in paradise, and it's much better to find a mooring ball not too far from where you are going to winterize your boat, because there's certain things you can do more easily on a mooring ball, like we were able to wash the staysail because you had obviously some salt deposit, so you unfurl it, you're on a mooring ball, you're not worrying too much as if you were on anchor. So there are things like this that are good to do, and it's like breezy, so it feels good as opposed to be in a marina somewhere. Let's see, one day at a time.
One job at a time, more like it. It's definitely easy to get scope creep. Yeah. He was washing the lines and the drums, and he's like, oh, let's take off the lifelines. I'm like, no, dude, not gonna happen. And this is the cork after. Looks so much better.
So we're going to remove as many lines as we can. Since we removed the staysail, put it away, clean everything, the furler and stuff. Next step is remove the halyard for the staysail. Oh, sorry, that's the sheet.
Stefan's fighting with the birds. What's going on?
Well, I think the ones that started to make a nest, they went to get their friends and be like, those people are not friendly. So they came as a group, and now they're like...
Attacking you?
Not attacking, but they're like bothering. But that's the only explanation I can give. Like that, they came like 10 of them. Trying to explain to them their nest is not going to be it's going to be moving soon, so
they're like everywhere. It's birds. They're assertive.
Assertive, yeah, better word.
Oh,
you have a whole forest.
I know. What do they want our boat for?
Yeah. Hey. Okay.
You're up early, making a mess. What are you doing?
Washing the lines little by little, and so now labeling them. I think I'll remember it, but
So what's your plan for storing all the lines and
inside the boat?
inside the boat?
Yeah, all the lines, all the sails, all the precious jewelry.
So how much stuff gets stored inside the boat versus in the lockers and stuff?
Ideally, the bow lockers are empty, except the outboard that we'll store there. But everything else that is heat and humidity, because we're going to have a air conditioning unit for the boat, so then everything will be nice and cool as opposed to heat and humidity.
And you think everything's gonna fit?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so does that mean the sails too?
Yep. Find space. It's not like it can be done the last moment we leave. We can store some stuff here too.
And we have 6 sails?
Well, it depends if we take the main out of the boom, which haven't made the final decision on that.
So we made the decision to head to Trinidad early. We have tropical storm Beryl coming across the north. Is it Beryl or Beryl? And while we think this would probably be fine to stay here, probably get wavy because it's when the storm changes track a little bit and goes past, the wind will come into this bay. But we have to be there anyway for haul out, and there might be a second storm forming, and we don't want to have to worry about whether we should wait or go because we have to be hauled out anyway on the 3rd. So we're going to leave. We're going to head towards Trinidad, and today we're going to go in and check out. Tobago has sort of this strange check-in, check-out procedure where the customs and immigration count for one half of the island but not the other half of the island. There's certain hours you go in, you have to schedule, and they want to charge you for checking you out for leaving after hours, even though you're checking out during hours. So it's not really cruiser friendly in that sense. Definitely worth going through the process. It just has a little bit of friction. You excited?
Another night at sea.
One more night.
Yeah, because it's 73 nautical miles. We put away kind of all the downwind sails, so we still have the code 65. I've been hoping that we'll find a spot with no wind so I can rinse it and put it away. But so worst come to worst, we can use the code 65, but the idea is to just go slow through the night, main Genoa, and arrive there in the morning for check-in.
So no rush.
No rush, but one more night sail.
Oh shoot! I forgot to take my sturgeon last night. I meant to.
Downwind.
Ah, bummer.
It's downwind.
It's downwind, so hopefully I'll be fine.
Yeah. I think the ones you've been less fine is the ones.
The upwind, yeah, maybe. We'll see. We hung some rags on the boom.
I think we're attacking their nest.
I know.
What they don't realize, we have not invited them. And I don't see a nest. Hey!
And then they're being territorial. We thought the birds were nice, but they've shifted their attitude a little bit. So I'm gonna attempt to make this callaloo, and I'm cutting up the vegetables now. So basically the ingredients are dasheen, which is the leaves from a type of a root that grows here, pumpkin, onions, peppers, carrot, okra, and coconut milk. And the first thing to do is to chop everything up, and then we're going to put it in the Instant Pot and let it cook. And it's supposed to get really, really soft. So let's do that. Find out. So now I'm gonna saute these in the Instant Pot. Okay, then we put the dasheen in with the rest of the ingredients. Let it cook in the Instant Pot with the coconut milk for 10 minutes. Okay, and here it is. I added beans because we eat beans. Okay, callaloo.
Should I try?
Yeah.
Smells good. It's really good.
You like it?
So we learned it's a national dish, but I heard to be confirmed. But the story I heard, talking to a person, it's like women cook this. That's like the
Old wives' tale, you call
yes. To sway men to marry them. And I guess the tale is that they cook this with their underwear in it.
Oh God.
And some men today still refuse to eat this because they fear the smell.
Old wives' tale, I think.
But since you cooked it,
Yeah.
that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Look at these clouds.
Oh, the sun coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, clouds and squalls.
Yeah.
There you go. As we get into our northern zones, that's where we'll have more in the way of tropical storm conditions. The core of this will be to the north, but it will be close by. It could wrap in some tropical storm conditions of 65 kilometers an hour or 40 miles per hour rain, 100 millimeters or 4 inches of rain plus, and we will monitor for any flooding, which is some of the bands that will try to wrap in. Now look at...
So the weather situation is we have a developing hurricane. They're calling it 95 right now. And it looks like it is going to be north of us, although the cone right now is wide and includes Tobago and parts of Trinidad. But we're hopeful it's going to be more north towards Barbados. We're not excited for Barbados. But anyway, so we went and we checked out and we did our immigration and customs clearance, which you have to do both, even though it's part of the same country. You have to do that. And we're all set to leave tomorrow night, so Saturday night, arriving Sunday. But then Stefan reached out to some people down there, and apparently so many boats from Grenada and the surrounding areas are going down to Trinidad to seek shelter that all the anchorages and bays are already full, and we still have over the weekend to go. So we're not convinced if we go down there that we can find a good spot. And there's current, and apparently boats are acting erratically. And because it's so crowded, you know, people are having to move their boats and not run into each other. So we're always a little wary of those kinds of situations. So we might stay put here and leave after the storm passes, before the second one comes through. So we'll see.
Tropical storm Beryl is getting stronger with hurricane impacts expected for portions of the Leeward Islands.
Wondering what your thought process is where you are.
My thought process, because there is information about the weather as we're getting closer to the accuracy of the information is getting, and plus the trends over the last couple of days shows that, you know, it's going to be higher likelihood that everything happens the way it's forecasted at this point. Which one am I leaning forward to right now based on the information? I don't know.
I see the situation as based on the models and the forecasts and the projections. The worst case scenario is staying here. We need to be able to withstand 50 mile per hour winds, which I think is between 70 and 80% chance probability. I'm not convinced being on a mooring ball we can do that. The second thing I'm worried about is then leaving on Tuesday, because Beryl would have picked up the wave state.
And you see the wave heights upwards of 6 meters. We're talking some spots could get up to 25 to 30 feet. We are going to have that storm surge, intense coastal flooding.
So then we're in a situation where we have to take on a bad sea state to get to where we need to be. Stefan doesn't agree with that.
There's a time component.
So anyway, so we have a difference of opinion on that. So I'm kind of, because I'm risk adverse, I'm kind of feel like, you know, the more south we go, the better we're going to be. And we'll deal with the anchoring situation when we get there. I think at this point, it's just too close for comfort for me. Are you eating because you're nervous? Because I'm eating because I'm nervous.
No, because, yeah, I mean, it's gray. Kind of waiting for this to pass by. Talking about the plan. But
So where we land on the plan?
The plan is we're going to leave Tobago tonight. The logic is there are two models who everybody's mostly looking at, the European model and US model. The US model, GFS, has the course of the hurricane lower than ECMWF, the European model. So that's a change.
And what we heard is GFS is tracking to be a bit more aligned with what's actually happening.
Based on that, it's safer to sail further south. Now we're going to sail through the night. The reason we're doing this is we want to arrive early in the morning, but the anchoring situation is going to be a little bit more complicated because there are a lot of boats and there are probably a lot more boats going to come. So that's going to be interesting. We'll have 3 nights. The first 2 nights going to be okay. The third night, depending where we anchor, there'll be more gusty wind as this hurricane pass by. We got
so you can kind of see what's going on. We're waiting for this whole system to pass us so we can leave tonight. And then there was a lightning strike that was lightning and then thunder. So it was like 1 second in between. And we were like, oh, what's going on? So we hurry and we put our stuff in the oven and shut a bunch of stuff off. So looks like we're taking off. Starting to get dark, and we're gonna try to let go of the mooring here while there's still a tiny bit of light, although we're losing it really quick here. So here we go. Our first dash from a hurricane. Quite a grand finale.
And our last night sail of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it was time for safer waters. Up next is part 2 of our story, so don't miss it. And make sure you comment or subscribe because it's good for crew morale.